Darktide's mission board is a terribly designed system that achieves nothing but frustrate nearly everyone on one level or another. It doesn't add anything to the game and actively prevents you from playing the content you either enjoy or need for your weeklies. A standard feature in any co-op shooter like Darktide is the ability to select a specific mission on a specific difficulty as you wish. Instead, Fatshark thought it would be a good idea to decide what you are allowed to play at any given time for no good reason. I'm going to go in detail about what this system fails to achieve and the different ways in which it harms the experience. If the idea behind the mission terminal was to stop people from speed farming, be it for experience, crafting materials, or weekly objectives, then it fails completely. My group and I used to speedrun missions for weeklies and experience when the game first came out, and the mission terminal did nothing to stop us. We simply went into whatever was available on low difficulties and plowed through them regardless of which mission it was in just about 8 to 10 minutes. If the main goal of the mission terminal was to stop players from playing the same map over and over, then it also fails, and in fact only forces you to play the same map twice. If you enjoy a specific modifier on a specific difficulty, let's say high intensity on Damnation, and the stars align, and you actually get the opportunity to play it, once you're finished, if it's still available, you have to play it all over again, because you have no guarantee that when it rolls over, the new mission will keep the modifier. While it is reasonable for Fatshark to want to limit players from optimizing the fun out of their game, outright preventing everyone from playing specific maps at any given time is the wrong way to do it, and ends up creating a much bigger problem than players running the most efficient maps for farming purposes over and over again. Instead, Fatshark could make sure that every map is equally rewarding players for their time spent in them. Besides, farming isn't the only reason one might have for wanting to replay a map over and over. What if you just think it's a lot of fun, or simply think it looks cool? I still fondly remember playing specific campaigns in Left 4 Dead 2 just because I thought they were particularly fun, and I'm sure that when it comes to Darktide, everyone has their preferences. I know I have mine. Even if Fatshark guaranteed me that at least one random Damnation mission would be available with high intensity, it would only grant me slightly more agency over what I want to play. Maybe I feel like learning how Silo Cluster works with that modifier. Maybe I want to attempt a true duo on a map I haven't cleared yet. There are many reasons to want to play a specific map with a difficulty and a modifier of your choosing, and every single one of them is valid. I've talked about how the game was preventing me personally from playing Damnation high intensity whenever I wanted. And even though I don't think being a sweaty masochist tryhard warrants not being able to play what I want, I think it's important to go over just how this problem affects everyone. Everything I've said about Damnation and high intensity still holds true for any modifier anyone might enjoy. If you like playing in the dark, but don't feel up to playing on Heresy and above, yet find Uprising too easy, you better hope that one of the Malice missions available have that modifier on. Oh, is it a mission you either dislike or just played last time it had lights out? Either replay the map or wait out the timer and pray it doesn't roll to something different. Feel like playing Silo Cluster in the dark? Roll the dice. Want to see what Silo Cluster would play like with fog? Grab a scratch ticket. I can't understand why anyone would think adding RNG to a mission selector is a good idea. I have never in my life had a game make me gamble for a chance to play content I enjoy. Well, except for Vermintide 2, but we'll get to that. Better hope the mission I want rolls over with the modifier I want, otherwise it's back to staring at the wall for the next hour. Adding to the frustration that this system brings is the fact that Vermintide 2 had a very similar problem when it came to locking away modifiers from the weekly mission and heroic deeds. We couldn't choose to play Xinqian Twins or Funny Rat Suicide Bombers whenever we wanted, and relied on loot RNG for even a chance at playing Vanguard or Send in the Next Wave. In their latest community comlink, Fatshark revealed that they were going to be rolling out some minor changes to the mission terminal. This, of course, completely fails to address the absence of player agency when it comes to the simple act of selecting a mission. We will still have to hope something we actually want will show up, and we will still have to wait until what we don't want to play rolls over, or simply accept the fact that we won't be able to enjoy what we feel like playing during our window of free time. This infinitely small improvement fails to solve any problems with the mission board. Fatshark is sending the message that they are hearing the near universal feedback regarding the mission board, but are not willing to actually act on it accordingly. The mission board is one of the biggest barriers to enjoying the game. Fatshark has had months to act on the feedback provided by the player base, and their response to it misses the mark completely. One can only hope that this update is a small band-aid fix and that Fatshark is both aware of how horrible their map selector is and are implementing a way to bypass it soon. The solution is the easiest answer. Allow players to pick a map, difficulty, and a modifier of their choosing at any time. Fatshark is actively placing a barrier preventing players from enjoying the game in the way they want.